Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. If you guys are new, make sure you guys go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. We are ready for NBA 2K26. It is right around the corner. With that being said, hopefully y'all got y'all copies. We're gonna get into a few videos today. They got the builder out today. They got the builder. They have, I think they got images of the mic court. This is my first time seeing it. If y'all haven't seen it, it's gonna be y'all first time seeing it with me. I just kind of want to give y'all my input, my thoughts on the whole builder, the breakdown, and all that stuff. I also looking at this because I need to decide what I want to make. So I kind of want to see and get a feel for what I'm looking for. So hopefully this reaction and my input, along with other creators' input, will be able to help you guys make y'all decision. Probably even more difficult when you get the game. But we're going to look at a few content creators today to see what they have came up with and see their insight, and I'll fill y'all in when I feel like it's needed. But with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and start with the man Joe Knows. Let's see what he got going on today, and let's get into it.
The NBA 2K26 My Player Builder breakdown. Drop a like on the video for me. Let's try to get this to 20,000 likes. Now, first things first, the layout looks a little different, but for the most part, it works the same. You got your height, weight, wingspan. You can change that in the main menu. This is the first screen that you see, but I recommend pressing the bumper to get the detailed view. The detailed view is going to allow you to see not only your body types, but more importantly, the badges that are going to be able to unlock with your height, weight, and wingspan. And also it shows you the badge tiers, which is even more important this year with the Badge Max +1 and +2 perks. Your badge tiers are going to matter. We'll get more into detail of how you can utilize those and what you should be paying attention to, because some of the badges have switched to different tiers at certain heights than last year, so it's not all the same that you're used to from 2K25. But navigating these menus was a little clunky at first. There's so many things to expand and change tabs and stuff like that. You kind of get used to it after a little while, but right off the bat, it's going to be a little confusing. So when you press triangle, you're going to bring up this menu here that has badges, takeovers, and then build by badges. But when you're over the badges tab, if you press square, that's going to expand it and give you the badge layout of tier 1, tier 2, and as you upgrade your attributes, then you can see which badges are being upgraded. You know, pretty much the standard stuff that we're used to from 2K25, but you gotta kind of open all those tabs to be able to see it. But once you get those tabs open, as you put the attributes up, you see the badges, yada yada yada. Let's move on to 3-point thresholds, and these have changed. Taller builds can...
Before he gets into the 3-point whole ordeal, I did wanted to make sure, again, hopefully y'all remember, if you need to come back to this video or another video, make sure when y'all making y'all builds, definitely check those tabs. Like he said, check those tabs, you know what I'm saying? And make sure whatever you change it, whether it's your height, your weight, your wingspan, make sure y'all are looking at your badges as you do it. That way you know, okay, if I want this badge gold, or if I want brick wall Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying? And keep that mindset as you're making your badges. And also you're gonna have to keep those max 1s and max 2s, keep those in mind too as you're making your build. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna explain that as we get further in the video. But I just wanted y'all to have an open mind when you make your builds. Make sure that you're looking at your badges, just in case hey, I want my badge at a certain tier, because I'm gonna be making badges all year, so y'all know. So make sure y'all look out for those videos as well.
Get higher 3-point ratings, but let's go through it. So the tallest you can be to get Legend Limitless is still 6'5". The tallest you can be to get Gold Limitless is still 6'6". But after that, you can get Silver Limitless on every single height in the game. Yes, a 7'4" center can get Silver Limitless, and then you start thinking Badge Max +2, Hall of Fame Limitless. Y'all see where we're going with this. But, so the taller builds can get the higher 3 balls. Also, when we start to look at takeovers, that's going to affect what the tall builds can get takeover-wise. And pretty much a 7'1" can get a 93-point rating, which, as you're going to see in a second, unlocks Deep Bomber.
A 7'1"
builds can get takeover-wise, and pretty much a 7'1" can get a 93-point rating, which, as you're going to see in a second,
I gotta run that back.
I know I'm not tripping. Takeover-wise, and pretty much a 7'1" can get a 93-point rating.
Yo, did y'all hear that? A 7'1" center can have a 93-point rating. And I see that he didn't get a chance to get to the wingspan. A 93-point rating as a 7-footer, 7'1". That's insane. Insane. And I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm a park head. I don't mind playing other modes like stage and all that stuff. That's if I have a squad. But if I'm not in the park, most of the time when y'all do come across me, whether it's on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, I'll probably be in the rec because I don't have a squad. I don't have teammates. But they got to be, you know what I'm saying? Got to be decent. I'm trying to grind rep. I ain't saying I'm going for top rep or legend or nothing, but I'm on a mission, man. I'm making content. I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to have fun while I do it. Don't sell me, please. Please don't sell me. But, man, that height, that three-pointer, that's amazing. I'm interested. I need to, I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Which, as you're going to see in a second,
that might be my day one build.
7'2", 7'3", 7'4", get 89 3 balls, so that doesn't unlock Deep Bomber. But 7'1s, you can have a 7'1 minimum wingspan with Deep Bomber. Pretty crazy. Ooh. Let's keep going. Wingspans have changed. The max wingspan is 6 inches above your player's height. That is from the shortest to the tallest player. It is hopefully universal. I know last year, like 7'1", got like an extra 2 inches compared to 7 foot. Everything goes up by 1 inch. Like it's 6 inches above the height of your player. Also, the 3-point thresholds have gone up for max wingspan players, probably partly due to the fact that wingspans are a little smaller now, but I think it's also just higher 3-point ratings for taller builds and stuff like that. Takeovers. As I said, you can get Deep Bomber on a 7'1". Make sure when you're making your builds, you are looking at the takeover requirements. It is whatever ability you want. It is the same. I know last year there was like different takeovers that had the same takeover ability, had different attribute threshold like unlocks. Not this year. Whatever takeover ability you want, it is the same requirement regardless of your build. There is no, regardless of the takeover that you choose or custom takeover, the ability is the same rating. So Deep Bomber is 93-pointer. So you got to make sure your build is able to get that if you want to get Deep Bomber. Another example is Blur. Blur is 85 ball handle, 80 speed with ball. So make sure you're looking at these requirements when you're making your build. Very, very important to make sure you get the takeover ability that you want so that you have access to it when you do your custom takeover, or if you're somebody that decides to not use custom takeover, or if you're somebody that doesn't want to use custom takeover, you still got to unlock the ability by meeting the requirements if you use a regular takeover. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about. When you look at the takeovers, pay attention. Some of them have changed. Some of them have been combined. You have, let's say, for example, last year, See the Future was part of the rebounding badge. See the Future is now part of Rim Guardian badge. You also have, like, the brick wall take is now part of the rebounding takeover. I'm not using the specific names. Obviously, you look at the list, you can do it, but I'm just giving the generality so it's easy for everyone to understand. You also have, like, the defensive take. It's a combination of both. It boosts your bumps on the ball. So just about all badges are this year. So they combine some of the takeovers. Some of them stayed the same, like Deep Bomber is still Deep Bomber, Blur is still Blur, and the layup one is still the layup one. But some of them have been combined.
But can you change your takeover though? I think it's like the sharpshooter one.
That one also boosts your ankle breakers now. So that's like the combination of, I think it was called Marksman and Silky Shooter from 2K25. So make sure you're paying attention to the takeovers because the abilities have changed. Some of them have like new names and stuff, but I'm talking more specifically about what they actually do for you. Make sure you're paying attention to it so that you get what you want, because if you just go based off last year, there's a good chance that you're going to mess it up. But I'm going to scroll down the list here and you guys can look at it if you want to pause the video and read some of the descriptions and really analyze the attributes and stuff like that. But pretty much we'll scroll to the bottom of the list so at least you can just see all the takeover options. But if you're like me, I'm pretty much just worried about the abilities because I'm going to be unlocking that custom takeover and then I'm going to be putting up the attributes that I want to put up while getting the ability that I want. I know for maybe some more casual players that's probably like a little bit tedious and maybe you don't even want to have to worry about that, but I know for everybody out there
I know, and that is a true statement that Joe just made. Yes, a lot of casuals, they're not going to want to worry about it. I personally suggest, in my opinion, again, you don't have to if you don't want to. I think that custom takeover will be important because if you can label things how you want to label it based off your play style and what you want to happen when you have takeover, that will be key. So I mean, for those who like to grind or they're going to be on the game all year round, whatever the case may be, I think y'all should go for custom tape.
It's like more of a, you know, a sweaty player, or not even sweaty, but just you play 2K a lot, you're going to want to do the custom takeover to boost the
just said it.
you want.
Joe just said it. There you go.
You want. But like I said, make sure you're paying attention to the ability unlocks because they are different from last year. Meet those requirements. You'll get the takeover that you want. Let's keep it moving. Next up, let's talk about the new feature. They talked about the animation glossary. Now, I know this probably doesn't sound important right off the rip, especially for the more knowledgeable players, but trust me, it is valuable. A lot of dribble move and dunk move requirements have changed. So when you're in here, I definitely recommend using it, at least until you memorize. Well, maybe you don't memorize them. I usually end up memorizing them, but that's a topic for another day. But I would definitely recommend using this. You could scroll through and see, you know, like I said, dribbles, dunk move, you know, everything that you want, all the requirements for it. And a lot of it has changed. Something I noticed too is it seems like, and this could be inaccurate, but from what I saw, players' dribble moves all have the same requirement. So it's not like, let's say you want Kobe's escape. Kobe's escape, Kobe's crossover, Kobe's behind the back, Kobe's hezzy. Everything has the same ball handle requirement for each player. There's not like a different requirement for his escape and then his behind the back. From what I saw, everything was the same requirement for each player. You know, all the Durant SIGs were all the same ball handle requirements. Now check this out. A very important small detail here that they changed this year, and I noticed this scrolling through the animation glossary, standing dunk requirements, although the rating is the same, you have to be 6'5" now. So 6'4" and under cannot equip standing dunks. That's a big change. Those 6'4" locks cutting out the corner, you know, getting those quick standing dunks, small guards being able to get to the dead zone and then go up with that standing dunk cheese. I mean, if you can't equip standing dunks, it's going to be much more. You could probably still trigger an animation here or there, but it's not nearly going to be as consistent as it was in past games. So I feel like that is a small detail that's going to have a big impact, especially in competitive gameplay. 6'5" and up to get standing dunks in 2K26. Yep. Now let's talk about badge thresholds. A lot of the badge threshold requirements are the same, but there were some small changes, so just pay attention as you're making your builds. You don't want to miss one by just a couple attributes. And any badge requirement that had 3 attributes tied to it, for example, box out beast, last year it was offensive or defensive rebound plus strength. This year they dropped all those 3 requirement ones down to 2. So now box out beast is just offensive or defensive rebound. There's no strength involved. So pay attention as you're making. Like I said, you're going to notice a lot of the requirements are the same. So it kind of helps streamline the build making process because a lot of us have those thresholds already ingrained in our head from last year. But definitely just take a second look to make sure you're not missing anything. Because like I said, sometimes it is tweaked and you could probably save attributes somewhere because you don't need certain, like you know, if you want just gold box out beast, you just need 85 rebound, offensive or defensive. You don't need to put your strength up to whatever the requirement was last year. So just pay attention as you do things. I remember Versatile Visionary, they dropped the requirement for that. I think it's like 70 for bronze and 78 for silver now. So definitely pay attention as you're looking at the badge requirements. But let's talk about badge tiers. These are really, really important, as we talked about quickly earlier, because of the badge max +1 and +2. You know, you get 1 each in the tier 1, 1 each in the tier 2, plus your build specialization, a whole lot of stuff going on with the badges. So pay attention to the badge tiers. Some things have changed as you flicker between, you know, different heights. You'll see on the bottom badges switch from tier 1 to tier 2 based on height. A major change that I noticed was now 6'8" players, lightning launches in the tier 2 category. So you could use your tier 2 badge max +2 on lightning launch and put it from silver to Hoff on a 6'8" player. So that's is really important. Make sure you not only pay attention to the badge tiers, but what badges may have switched from tier 1 to tier 2 from last year that maybe you had ingrained in your head. Let's move on to relevant badges. In the menu now, you can click R3 while you're hovering over an attribute, and you're going to see badges down below that are tied to that attribute will highlight in like a bluish, kind of greenish, like a turquoise. I don't know. You tell me what color it is in the comments. I mean, I'm bad at this, but They will highlight the badges that are tied to the attribute that you're over. It's just a small quality of life thing, but definitely for newer players, it probably is nice to see like, okay, this attribute will help me get these badges. Like I said, for more experienced players, you're probably never going to use it, but for newer players or players looking for more help and guidance in the builder, definitely a valuable tool to use. Let's talk about attribute weights real quick. A lot of the attributes feel relatively similar in how expensive they are at specific heights, but certain things that I noticed, things like driving layup felt like it was a bit cheaper. Pass accuracy felt like it was a bit cheaper. So pay attention as you're going through the builder. It might look so similar, but there are these small little changes that could really have an impact on how good your build ends up being, and more importantly, how much you end up liking your build. You could make a build and then be like, man, I didn't realize like I could have got all this pass ac, or I could have just went 1 inch shorter and got my lightning launch in a different tier, so then I could have used my badge max +2 in a different spot. Like there's so many little different factors that if you really utilize them correctly, you're going to be able to make some crazy builds on NBA 2K26. But if y'all want to check out a Kevin Durant build that 2K said.
All right, with that being said, that was from the man Joe Knows. We are going to take the time to look at 2 more videos. I don't want to stretch this video out and make it super long, but I already know it's going to be quite long. We're going to break down about 2 more videos. If y'all want in the comment section, let me know. I can give y'all my feedback, my thoughts, my take on all of this stuff going into 26. Like I said, I'm looking for teammates. We got that boy Simply Grinding. Prefer to just call him Grinding, but been following him, been watching him for I think a few years now, a decent amount of years now. I think a lot of people will like his and enjoy his content, his builds, his he loves to ISO, whether it's ISO, whether it's with screens, it don't matter. He does either or. But I think he has good insight on builds and what to look forward to in the game and things of that nature. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this video.
If you're looking for a build that can literally do it all, you came to the right place. This 6'8" demigod ISO build gets a 92 perimeter deep. If you're looking for a build,
y'all see the my court? Is that the my court? That looks like a W. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
That can literally do it all. You came to the right place. This 6'8" demigod ISO build gets a 92 perimeter defense, granting you the ability to clamp everybody. Gets a 93 mid-range rating, unlocking Hall of Fame set shot specialist on a tall ISO build. Gets an 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical, unlocking all the pro contact dunk animations in the entire game. Gets a maxed out 86 ball handling rating, so you can equip all the best dribble moves for 6'8" builds, and on top of all that, gets nearly a maxed out speed and maxed out agility, so you're doing all this as fast as possible. And that's before we max +2 our lightning launch to get Hall of Fame lightning launch, max +1 our set shot specialist to get
As I mentioned before, y'all keep those max +2s in mind, so you don't necessarily have to max out a certain stat just to get Hall of Fame or whatever immediately. If you know you grinding for that max 1 or max 2, or if you just gonna buy it off rip, you know what I'm saying, keep in mind like, hey, I don't gotta upgrade this all the way. This is what my max +2 my max +2 is for. I can put my attributes on another stat. Again, y'all keep that in mind when y'all making y'all builds. And again, I'm gonna be making builds all throughout the year. Y'all just keep a lookout for those videos. But yeah,
set shot specialist, and before we use our eventual cap breakers to get a 93 driving dunk for gold posterizer. And y'all, you know what the crazy thing is? That was only using 1 max +2 and 1 max +1. You're gonna have at least 2 of each. Yeah, this build is insane. What's good, Simply Squad? It's your boy Demigod Grinding. And listen, y'all, we got a lot of changes in the builder we need to cover. So real quick, if you want NBA 2K26 for free, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications suggestions on and comment down below what height build you want me to showcase next. I'll be choosing the NBA 2K26 giveaway winner in tomorrow's video, so make sure anytime you see a noti, you click it super fast. Now y'all, I know, the builder looks weird. It might even look a little overwhelming at first, but I promise it's very similar to NBA 2K25 with a few small changes. The first change you need to know is your speed cannot be lower than your speed with ball. And the way 2K made this possible is once your speed with ball goes higher than your speed, it starts to automatically raise your speed at the same time. Now the good news is this change only affects small guard builds. Why? Because small guards usually have a 91 speed with ball, which means if you want that attribute, you will be forced to have a 91 speed as well, which I'm sure you know costs a ton of attributes. 6'8" builds though can only have a max speed with ball of an 80, which by the way is 2 points higher than NBA 2K25 where your max speed with ball was a 78. And it also means you don't have to worry about the speed change when making tall guards, which leads to tall guard builds looking absolutely insane. And don't worry, if you're still confused, you'll understand as we make this build. So let's get into it. This build's position is going to be a shooting guard. The only reason for that being that the higher position you go, the more weight you can put on your player. So if you're looking to add strength in your builds, going shooting guard or small forward for your tall guard builds is gonna be ideal. And the two things I knew I wanted in this build was one, I needed a 92 plus rating in one of my shooting attributes, and I also still wanted to have a relatively long wingspan so I could take advantage of my 6'8" height. So after seeing that I would have to have a 6'8" wingspan to get a 93 3-point rating, I decided I was gonna upgrade my mid-range instead, which means the build we're going with today is 6'8", 185 pounds with a 6'10" wingspan. And the first thing we're upgrading is of course our 93 mid-range. Hall of Fame set shot specialist on a tall ISO build is insane. The fact that we have a pure green window this year and you have such a high...
And I want to say this too, because again, I pay attention to badges. Like I said, me personally, I love to make builds. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy that likes to have a build for everything. That's just me. And I typically play the game all year round. So, set shot specialist, I like that from grinding. Because y'all see at the bottom it says boost chances of knocking down standstill jump shots. It don't matter if it's middies. It don't matter if it's threes. That is key. For spot ups too. For those who sit corner, pick and pop, that is key. So, I mean, just because maybe in his case, his midi may be way higher than his three-pointer, that don't mean you can't knock down a shot. And then it looked like it's going to be easy shooting anyway in 26. The only way I feel like you will miss the shot, unless it's you. I mean, sound like it could be a skill issue, but that badge is key.
Rating in one of your shooting attributes, you are going to be absolutely sparking it with the best possible jump shots tall guards can get. Now, because I'm such a shooting threat on this build, I definitely wanted to have finishing to counteract it when they play up on me. So I decided to go 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical to get silver posterizer in all the pro contact dunk animations. You might have already peeped, but yes, the requirements are the exact same. For tall guards, the requirement for each contact dunk animation is pro contact dunks are 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical. The next tier of contact dunks is 96 driving dunk and 82 vertical. And the absolute best driving dunk package you can get is a 99 driving dunk and a 90 vertical. And in my personal opinion, 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical is the perfect sweet spot if you're trying to have a build that can literally do it all. If you watched my gameplay video yesterday, you know that performing contact dunks with the dunk meter on tall builds is ridiculously easy on NBA 2K26. Not only is the green window huge, it doesn't falter and get smaller as you get closer in the paint like it does for small guards this year. I'm telling you, bro, I was not expecting to be a tall guard enthusiast this year, but man, I might have to join the dark side again, and y'all are gonna understand once you see this finished build. The next thing we did is maxed out our ball handle at an 86 rating. Now, I will say this might actually be overkill. You might not need an 86 ball handle on tall guards to speed boost and dribble effectively. That all depends on what the best animations in the game happen to be. But for day one builds, we're not trying to min-max anything. We're trying to make sure that we do not waste our money. And guaranteeing that you can use every single dribble move that 6'8's unlock means you have virtually zero risk of wasting your money on this build, which I absolutely love. After that, we upgraded our speed with ball to a 76 to get silver lightning launch. Don't worry, we're gonna raise this even further later. At this point in the build, I just wanted to make sure that I could still get elite defense, because right now my build is looking amazing offensively. So we're just gonna keep it at 76 as a placeholder, and we're gonna come back to it. And speaking of defense, we are going to have a 92 perimeter defense and an 85 steal on a 6'8" ISO build. I know that y'all probably don't remember 2K24, but I'm hoping you remember just how big 6'8" was on that game whenever you played on the 2's court. I remember I made a 6'8" build first, and not only was it impossible to guard me, it was impossible to score on me. My player was so big and long. Pause, bro. Please don't click on but genuinely, that build was a menace, and it had worse stats than this one does. Now, I wanted to actually see all the defensive badges I would unlock, so I went over to my physicals and I put an 86 speed and an 80 agility. Having nearly a 90 speed on a 6'8" player that's taking long steps up the court is insane. I absolutely love it. And seeing that the build is almost nearly finished, we had a major decision to make. Now, the good news is this decision only matters the first day or two of NBA 2K26, because I made sure to cook so much with this build that no matter what you decide, you will get both options. But for right now, the decision you have to make is, do you want a 93 mid-range and a 77 speed with ball so you get Hall of Fame set shot specialist, or do you want a 92 mid-range and an 80 speed with ball? Now, there's a couple factors that you need to consider when making this decision. Like I said, no matter what you decide, you're gonna get both after a couple days, whether it's through your build specialization where you get one cap breaker, or whether it's just you repping up and you get cap breakers naturally. The build is gonna end up having both. But for your day one experience, you need to decide, is having Hall of Fame set shot specialist better, or is having a higher speed with ball better? Now, more good news is you can't go wrong either way. Let's talk about the speed with ball first. If you decide to keep a 77 speed with ball and go a 93 mid-range for the Hall of Fame shooting badge, you still unlock Zach LaVine dribble style on your 6'8" build. And if you don't know, Zach LaVine dribble style, which requires a 75 speed with ball, is being hypothesized as the best dribble style for tall guards by a mile. Basically, the reason being that you could speed boost super quick out of it. So if you only need a 75 speed with ball for that dribble move, you should technically be okay to go 77 speed with ball and get your Hall of Fame shooting badge. But you also got to keep in mind that attributes matter. Maybe a 77 speed with ball feels way slower than an 80 speed with ball, and maybe you don't want to deal with that on day one. You'd rather just have fun and be as quick as possible. Again, no matter what you decide, your build is eventually gonna get both. But for right now, I decided to go a 92 mid-range, sacrificing the Hall of Fame set shot specialist and confirming that I have a maxed out 80 speed with ball on day one. Now, I need y'all to look at this. No grind whatsoever. Your base 6'8" build gets contact dunks, gold shooting badges, gold defense badges, and a maxed out ball handle and speed with ball with super high speed. And that's not even making decisions on your max plus 2 badges, which by the way, you're gonna get 2 of them. One, I would highly recommend you put on lightning launch so you get Hall of Fame lightning launch. And honestly, forget the second max plus 2 if you're worried about, oh, it's gonna be too much of a grind. So let's say you level up in the season, you get your max plus 2, you put it on, and you get Hall of Fame lightning launch. After that, you finish your shooting specialist challenge, you get your +1 cap breaker, and you put that on your mid-range. Now all of a sudden you have a 6'8" build with Hall of Fame lightning launch, Hall of Fame set shot specialist, which you can max +1 to legend set shot specialist. So you have Hall of Fame lightning launch, legend set shot specialist, and gold defensive badges with a 92 perimeter defense. And that's not even talking about your whole other max +2 and max +1 you're gonna unlock whenever you play the game. I'm hoping y'all are seeing the vision. I'm not trying to yap your ears off, but man, this build is insane. I absolutely
tell you what, Grinding, you ain't yapping your ears off when it comes to me. I'm the type of person, I love to listen, to take notes. You know what I'm saying? If there's something you could teach me, show me, hey, I'm willing to listen. Hey, teach me a thing or two. Pause. Not like that. But as far as dribbling, I do want to learn how to get better at dribbling, though. I will definitely say that. So if you do come across this grinding, let me know, man. Step by step. I'm just trying to learn.
If you love this build, you're gonna love this 6'9" even more, because the one thing this build lacks is strength, and I know a lot of y'all love strength on your builds. Me personally, I don't like it on my 6'8" ISO builds, but on my 6'9" demigod build dropping in an hour, not only does it have strength, it has a 92 offensive rebound while still being a 6'9" ISO build. So yeah, if you're still watching the video, comment drop in all caps if you want me to drop that 6'9" build right after this video. But anyways, if you make this build, you will get the build name Two-Way Mid-Range Slasher, which I absolutely love. Because anytime I have Slasher in my build name,
that sounds like some 2K20 name right there.
2K20 Even though it says mid-range right there, they always sag off me and think I'm just going to be an old head driving in the paint. And if you look at our top attribute section, we have an A mid-range, an A perimeter defense, an A- driving dunk.
Damn,
our strengths mention
tier.
defense because we have a 92 perimeter defense. Mentions our ability to shoot middies. Mentions our ability to finish.
Weakness.
And mentions our ability to ISO.
Build
and
is
what does
tough
it say
all
for
the way
weaknesses?
around.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have none. For all of y'all that say that YouTubers clickbait and say demigod this, demigod that, this build can quite literally do it all. If this is not a demigod, I don't know what is. I didn't have enough time to put on the best dribble moves and the best jump shot for this build, but don't worry, you know on week 1 we're gonna be putting those on. But I did want to show y'all that even with terrible sigs on, the build was moving. It was actually able to speed boost a little bit, and again, these are horrible signature styles, and I'm sure all the dribble heads have already released the best 6'8" ISO SIG, so man, I can't wait to make this build and start moving. Anyways, y'all, I'm not trying to yap your head off. Let me know in the comments what you would change about this build. Are you gonna tweak it at all? Are you just gonna make it straight up? And I will see y'all very soon on my 6'9" demigod video.
With that being said, man, I was gonna give y'all a third video, but these videos are already long as it is. Plus, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to kind of clip it up a little bit for y'all so it won't be as long. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on my reaction to Grindin's video, to Joe Knows video. Shout out to both of them as well. I know they both went to community day. Hopefully one day we'll get there. But y'all let me know, man. Like I said, I'm gonna need some teammates come 2K26, mostly in the rec. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind running with whoever in there, but as long as you trying to win, you trying to grind, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have to put some work in. Park, I would love to have some great teammates, like nobody terrible, I ain't gonna lie, but we'll have to see when that time comes. Most likely after I upload this, y'all probably gonna see me live on Twitch and TikTok. Same name as the YouTube name, DJTAKENOVER. Make sure y'all come through, say what's up. Hey, I checked out the video, I left a like, you know what I'm saying? Say what's up, get to know me, man. I'm trying to build and grow just like the next person. I'm gonna have a bunch of videos and stuff coming out throughout 2K, man. So y'all make sure, if y'all haven't, again, y'all like, subscribe to this channel, join the Discord. Everything you need to know, all my socials, everything will be down below in the link in the description. So if y'all can, make sure y'all just, you know what I'm saying, just drop a like. It's free. Sub to YouTube. Help me out, man. The more things continue to build and grow for me, man. Shit. Look around. I would love for everything to expand. Get more stuff for the stream, more equipment, make the stream better and enjoyable for you all. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this stuff up. I got a lot to do. I just got off work. Now I'm sitting here yapping. I'm gonna chop this up so we can go ahead and get on stream for a little bit, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. We probably gonna watch a few more videos. If y'all got any recommendations, leave that down in the comments too. But with that being said, appreciate it. Sub. I'm out.